Hey guys, Kelsey here. It's been a really long time since I have done an update. I think my last one was at 30 weeks pregnant. And so it's been a few weeks. I will be 34 weeks on Thursday. So we are getting super close to being at the end of having this baby. I apologize for the way I look. I've been laying in bed and it was like 11 o'clock and I took a nap a little bit ago. So all my makeup is coming off. But anyway, so over the last few weeks, there's just some things to update on. I guess it's been more in the last like week to 2 weeks. A week ago on Wednesday, last Wednesday, I had a hospital trip. I was having a lot of lower back pressure and some really bad cramping down in the front. So I decided I'm just going to go to the hospital and get checked out because my doctor is not in the office on Wednesdays. So I ended up just going into the hospital and they did a urine test and checked my cervix, hooked me up to the monitors, all the good things that they do. No contractions were showing on the monitor. I was having cramps, but those weren't showing either. The urine test came back okay. They said it looked like I may have the start of a bladder infection. They weren't sure. It was kind of on like the edge of tipping towards that way. So, oh, sorry, my hand just started like trembling there. But yeah. So they ended up giving me an antibiotic to treat it as a bladder infection, just in case it was the start of one, so it didn't get too bad. And while I was there, I started throwing up. They were just about to discharge me after maybe an hour to 2 hours of being there, after we found out the urine results. And they also checked my cervix and it was still closed. And so that wasn't anything to worry about. And so they were about to discharge me when I started throwing up. And so I was throwing up, so they decided to start an IV to keep me hydrated. So I had 2 bags of fluid through an IV plus some Zofran. And then after the 2 bags were up, then they sent me home. Great, fine. So that visit was okay. I was still really sick the next few days. What day was it? Friday night, I started throwing up everything I was eating and drinking, and I mean everything. I could not keep any type of fluids down. I was trying water, I tried Gatorade, I tried Sprite. Nothing was staying down. No food was staying down, no matter how light it was or how heavy it was. Nothing was staying down. Yogurt was coming back up, applesauce, all those soft diet foods that were still coming back up. And that continued all day, through the night, Friday night, all day Saturday, and through the night, Saturday night. And I woke up Sunday throwing up still, and I remember just being curled over the toilet. And at one point, I was even laying on the bathroom floor. I don't even really remember it. I was kind of zoned out. But I remember calling for my husband, and he came in and was like freaking out that I was on the floor. So he helped me get back up and into bed. And I ended up getting back up a couple minutes later to throw up again. Of course, I was just throwing up stomach acid because I had not ate anything or drank anything. I was like as pale could be. I looked like I was on my deathbed. I felt like I was on my deathbed. And so, sorry. So, I thought my son was coming in the room. But yeah, I felt like I was on my deathbed. It was horrible. And Sunday was my husband's birthday, so I felt even worse. But I decided to finally go into the hospital because I knew I was dehydrated. Like, it was bad. I hadn't gone to the bathroom in like 24 hours. Every time I tried, it would be like little trinkles. So obviously I was super dehydrated. And so I ended up having my husband take me in that afternoon. It was like, I think 2 or 3. And we ended up being there for about 6-7 hours. We were there for a while. Sorry, keep getting interrupted. So we were there for a while, and I got there and told him what was going on and how long I'd been throwing up, and did a urine test, and immediately knew how dehydrated I was because my urine was dark as can be, and I only was able to get just a little teeny bit out. Just enough for them to do the urine test. So, so they called my doctor, immediately started an IV, and turns out I didn't have a bladder infection anymore, so I was told that I could stop the antibiotics, so I only took them for 2 days, and or 3 days, I think. But yeah, so I got hooked up to the IV, started that. I was still extremely nauseous. They gave me Zofran through the IV again, which did not help. I was still insanely nauseous. I was still puking while getting my IV. Just a bunch of stomach acid and whatnot, and it was no fun at all. At this point, I was contracting every 2 minutes. They weren't lasting very long, and they weren't super strong when I got there. In fact, when I got there, I didn't even know I was having them. But yeah, every 2 minutes, and they ended up getting more painful as time went on. I think after, it was about maybe halfway through my second bag of IV fluid that they started getting really bad and really uncomfortable. So they called my doctor and said, hey, her contractions are getting more painful. They're still 2 minutes apart. What should we do? Blah, blah, blah. So my doctor ended up coming down from his house and to check on me and checked my cervix. I was still closed. So no biggie there. I was still contracting every couple minutes. They ended up giving me a shot of Tributaline to stop the contractions. So they did not continue. And the baby was not head down at this point. She was laying sideways. So she was transverse. And so the contractions weren't pushing her down on my cervix. And so I stayed closed, which is good. The Tributaline eventually slowed the contractions down. By the time I left, they were almost non-existent. So after 3 bags of fluid, they sent me home. And I felt so much better. I've been feeling so much better since then. I've actually been able to eat and pretty much keep food down, and drink. So feeling a little better. So Monday, yesterday, went to the doctor's and got my first round of steroids, because you get 2 of them, 2 shots of steroids, within 24 hours after the other. So Monday I went in and did that, got that, and then I got the second one today. So I got my steroid shots done, which is great. He also did my Group B strep test today as well, and also checked my cervix today. And so I am dilated to a 1 now, which I kind of figured because Monday I was having some globs of mucus plug, so I knew I was starting to dilate. And the baby's head is also engaged in my pelvis now, which I can definitely feel when I am up and moving around or sitting like I am. I can feel her head in between my legs, which is very uncomfortable. And yeah, so she's moved into position, I guess you can say. Hopefully she stays that way. My last son didn't. He was in this position for a while and up until we were in labor, and he decided to turn, and I had to have I think it's called a version, I think, where they have to turn the baby. So hopefully she stays head down now. And yeah, it's crazy because I'll be 34 weeks on Thursday. Today is Tuesday night. And my boys, all three of them, came between 35 and 36 weeks. So potentially she could be here in the next week or two, which is crazy. It is coming down to the last week to few weeks here. So time to get things rushed and get things done just in case. Got to get my hospital bag packed for sure. Probably this week. I am having a lot of contractions still, so excuse me, I got to keep an eye on those now that I'm dilated and she is engaged, because every contraction I can feel is pushing her downwards. And so just watching my contractions and all that good stuff. We'll see how this next week goes. My mom called me and she is flying in on Thursday to be here for a couple weeks, so to help me out, because the doctor wants me on pretty much almost complete bed rest. He doesn't want me doing anything I don't have to do, and put me on pelvic rest, all that good stuff. So my mom's flying in for a couple weeks, so she's going to help me with my boys and whatnot. My husband's going to be working a lot, so that way she can be here with me. And yeah, it's just crazy that we're coming down to the last little bit. Like I said, I gotta get a hospital bag packed, and gotta get the car seats rearranged in our car, and get her car seat ready to go, and still got a pile of her clothes that need to be washed and hung up. So it is crunch time. Right now I'm just trying to make it to at least 35 weeks, which I really think I will. It's only a week away. I think I can make it another 7-8 days to get to 35 weeks. My goal is 36 weeks or more, but we'll see what happens within this next week with my contractions. Usually my progesterone shots keep my contractions away for a day or two after I get my shot, but I got my shot today and I'm still having a lot of contractions. So yeah, just taking it day by day. So if anything changes this week and stuff starts happening, I will do a quick, hey, this is what's going on video. But yeah, so it's crazy. Just fingers crossed that we can make it to at least another week, at least 35 weeks. That would be ideal. My doctor will probably be doing an ultrasound, I think, next week at my next appointment to check her fluid and get an estimated size on her, which I don't think she's going to be big. So we'll see. But yeah, so that's it. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm hoping I didn't forget anything or leave anything out. Like I said, just a couple hospital visits this last week to 2 weeks, and just feeling cruddy the last few days. I am, like I said, getting some energy up though today and able to eat a little bit, so that's good. And yeah, we are excited and nervous and going crazy trying to get the house clean, and I want to be like in nesting mode and clean and scrub, and now I can't because my doctor doesn't want me doing it. So good thing my mom's coming, because she's going to be a big help in that department, getting my house cleaned and ready for this baby. So yeah, super exciting. I will try and put a belly shot from my 33-week picture in here somewhere. Hopefully I'll be able to put it in here from my phone. I've never tried, so we'll see if it'll work. But yeah, so fingers crossed for us. keep us in your thoughts and send us some good vibes that this little girl will stay in at least another week. Oh, it's so crazy. So crazy. But we're excited. Excited to meet this little girl. As long as she's healthy, I don't care when she comes. If she comes this week, as long as she comes out healthy, that's all that matters, right? So, yeah. So that's it for now, and I will talk to you all later. Thanks, guys. Bye.